Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. We are your hosts, Vidas Pinkevičius
and Aušra Pinkevičienė.
We've been mastering secrets of organ playing for more than 20 years and sharing them on this blog since 2011.
On this show, which we create from our home in Vilnius, Lithuania, we strive to help you grow in every area of organ playing, including practice, technique, repertoire, sight reading, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory, harmony, and many others.
Our hope is to help you become a complete musician, or what we call as total organist, a program which we have created to help you reach your dreams faster than you would do on your own.
If you are new here, we invite you to subscribe to receive free updates of this blog at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video how to master any organ composition and 10-day organ playing mini course.
And now let's go to the podcast for today. Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Aušra.
Let's start episode 266 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. This question was sent by Dan. He writes a response to my question about how he became fascinated with the organ. So he continues, for me, I'd say even back then when I was really young, I had an interest and fascination in the organ. And as I still do to this day, whenever I'd hear the organ played at the church I'd attended at the time, which had really nice, excellent acoustics, I'd listen to every little detail of the organist's playing. Some friends of ours had one of those little spinet organs made by a company who I don't think was really known for making stuff like that. Electrohome. Whenever we'd go over there, I'd never want to get off of that instrument. It was one of those that had slightly shorter manuals than a conventional 61 key manual. They only went down to an F, so they were shorter on the bottom end and only 13 little short, tiny pedals, which you could only play one note at a time on. But back to that organ in the church I had attended, one time I had attempted to talk to the organist, which went up to the console after a service, and I'd asked if I could take a look at the instrument. It was a 2-manual Allen organ from the late 1980s, I think. She pretty much said no, that I couldn't, but I managed to get a finger onto the bottom notes of one of the manuals. She'd either totally turned off the organ or just didn't have any stops on. I'm not sure which it was, as when I'd pressed the keys, which I did manage to touch, I didn't hear any sound at all. I was disappointed after we'd left there. I think it's important for organists to show people, no matter how young or old they are, the instrument, if they're interested. And later I did get to try that organ, but that was a couple of years ago, after that first experience. Then. So, Aušra, I think main idea that Dan is trying to communicate is his disappointment in the situation that the local organist didn't show him the organ.
Yes, it's very disappointing, for a kid.
Did you have something like that in your life when you were growing up? You said your first experience with the organ was in Nida, right?
Well, when I heard the whole length organ recital, yes.
Did you want to go upstairs and try out the instrument yourself?
No, because I think I was just too shy for such a thing. But I remember, that recital. It was really something. And then also after I finished my first grade of elementary school, we had a choir concert at our Philharmonium building in Vilnius, which has this big šukės instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And Bernardas Vasiliauskas, actually, he was a man who played that organ recital in Nida. That the first organ recital that I have ever heard. He actually showed us that organ from inside. And I just remember that feeling. It was so fascinating. I just could not imagine that can be so much space in the instrument itself.
Osha, now tell us a little bit, how did you become professional organist? How did you decide to become professional organist? Who suggested for you this idea?
Well, it was actually by accident, I think, I became an organist.
Right.
Yes.
So.
Because simply, I graduated from Čiurlionis, National Čiurlionis Art School, where I'm teaching now, and I didn't want to go to the Academy of Music because my major at that time was choir conducting, and I didn't want to lead a choir. And I wanted to study history at the University of Vilnius. But then I met one professor, piano professor from the Academy of Music, and he listened to my playing. And he told me that, with such a piano playing, that I should study at the Academy of Music, and if I don't want to study choir conducting, I could, study the organ.
That's right. And you said yes, right? You did you spontaneously agree, or did you?
Well, yes, I almost spontaneously agreed because I have never thought about that possibility, but since that childhood, the organ fascinated me. And when, he told me about this possibility, I was sure right that moment that it's the right path for me.
So you say that when you said yes to that piano professor, in your memory, this Philharmonium šukė organ experience came out, right?
Yes, and Nida's recital too.
Nida's recital.
So I think it's very important what you experience as a child.
Imagine that Bernardas Vasiliauskas would have been busy or not there, and didn't show you this organ from inside. Your curiosity about this instrument might have not been great at that moment.
That's
right?
true. That's true, because I think the children are, the most eager to accept things and to experience things, not an adults.
Mm-hmm.
I think so many adults with years just lose their curiosity, and it's just too bad.
And we met each other at the Academy of Music because of the organ too.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So we probably wouldn't be speaking today to you guys if not Aušra's first grade experience, right? When somebody really great introduced the organ to the entire class, group of children. And for me, probably too, if my mom didn't show me the instrument in our summer place where we stayed, small village church, anonymous builder organ without pedals, and she pumped the bellows for me by hand, I probably also would have chosen a different path. Maybe choir conducting.
Yes.
Because I had, I had probably stronger interest in choir conducting than you at that time.
So I think it's a good lesson, from dance later we can learn, all of us who are, organists and have an access to an instrument, that if somebody, especially children, show interest in the organ, we need to show them around. Let them to play. Of course, not damaging the instrument, but really we need to guide them and to show them the instrument, because maybe one day we will decide to learn this profession. And I think it's so important nowadays when organ art is slowly dying.
And for example, if you're doing organ demonstrations to a group of kids, it's really a great idea to let them draw the organ, not only play but draw. So maybe one or two is playing at the moment, sitting on the bench, or sometimes even three, but the rest of them could draw with pencils or with crayons or pastel. Write something that you could all bring together, like a story about the organ. And that way they will internalize the instrument and experience much, much deeper.
That's right.
Thank you guys. This is a lot to think about for us and hopefully for you too. And please keep sending us those wonderful questions. We love helping you grow. And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.
This blog is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online, where you will find courses for every area of organ playing, including technique, practice, sight reading, repertoire playing, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory and harmony, with hundreds of scores and thousands of exercises. Here is what some of the students are saying.
Hugh writes, the sight reading course has helped me tremendously. Thank you very much for your essays, courses and all your help.
Robert writes, I found the fingerings, registration ideas and general comments to be excellent.
John writes, I have found your download very helpful. It was really excellent. I have watched some of your teaching videos and when I read your instructions, I tried to imagine you are there teaching me. You may feel disappointed that I am 2-3 days behind, but I am a slow learner, and I have committed to taking the time to get it right, as you say. But the other night my wife commented that she had never heard me play such a detailed melody in the left hand so well. My left hand is generally poor.
Robert writes, it has been a great pleasure in my life of having discovered your courses and material as well as the YouTube work of recordings. You have a calm and pleasant way of teaching.
Ron writes, Hi Vidas and Osha, thank you guys. What a wonderful response to my email note to you. You've got me right, and I feel you understand my level of playing. Yes, at home and lucky that I have an organ for that reason. I am paying attention to this, and I am going to try this haha no longer secret model. Yes, and I love Cesar Frank too. What is very nice about your blog podcast is that Osha and Vidas are like a Socratic dialogue, and by bouncing things off of each other, so much more information comes out and is expressed. Your comments contain a wealth of information and understanding. I really appreciate this. It is very inspiring and will keep us moving forward.
Would you like to receive the same or even better results that our students are getting? If so, join them at organduo.lt/total-organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to receive free updates of this blog, make sure you do that at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video, how to master any organ composition and 10-day organ playing mini course.
This was Vidas
and Osha from Secrets of Organ Playing.
And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.